What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with Tech Daily, and in this video, we are checking out the Amplifi HD Mesh Wi-Fi system. Now, if you've been a subscriber for a while, you know I have reviewed a couple mesh Wi-Fi products before. I praised Google Wi-Fi when it came out and have been using that in my house ever since. I checked out the Tendanova Wi-Fi system, which was the least expensive mesh Wi-Fi on the market, and it also worked out really well. But as far as performance and features and value, this Amplifi HD system is, in my opinion, the best of the best, and really it's gonna replace my Google Wi-Fi setup here because it's just that good. The Amplifi Router is made by Ubiquiti Networks, who manufactures a ton of different professional networking products that are sort of out of the realm of the average consumer. But they ventured into the consumer space with this, and they ended up making a product that has a nice balance of professional features coupled with really straightforward setup, solid hardware, and an excellent app to go along with everything. I'll of course dive into all the specs and features in just a second, but of course, if you want to learn more or pick one up for yourself, I'll have all the links down below in the video description. The unboxing experience alone was obviously super nice here, and inside the package you get a number of different things. First is the Amplifi HD Mesh Router. It's pretty unique, and I'll talk about that in a second, but since it's technically a router by itself, you can just purchase this if you don't need the entire mesh setup. With this kit, you also get 2 Amplifi HD mesh points, and if you're familiar with how mesh networks work, you'll know that these are the extra Wi-Fi points you'll spread around your house or office space to extend the range and connection strength of your Wi-Fi network. These mesh points are basically big plug-in adjustable antennas, and with these 3 units combined, you'll be able to cover up to 20,000 square feet of space. Inside the box, you'll also find some documentation, including a quick start guide, which you won't exactly need because setup is really simple, and an extra Ethernet cable. And there's also one USB-C power cable that you'll only need for the main Wi-Fi router, since the mesh points plug directly into the wall. If you're even vaguely familiar with setting up an internet and Wi-Fi connection at home, you'll be able to get this system up and running quickly and easily. Around back on the main router, you'll find the single WAN port highlighted in blue that connects the router to your cable modem via the included Ethernet cable, and you'll also notice there are 4 additional gigabit LAN ports for any other wired connections you might need, along with a USB port. Now, what's really nice about the router is it has a small touchscreen on the front that'll guide you through setup and first prompts you to download the Amplifi app from the App Store or Google Play Store. Via Bluetooth, your phone will find the Amplifi router, and really all that's required for setup is creating the network name and password, and from there, the app and router do all the rest of the work automatically. After like 30 seconds, the network is created and set up, and you're ready to go, and you can see the status of your connection right there on the app. Of course, we'll add the mesh Wi-Fi points shortly, but first, I want to talk about the router itself, because this is seriously the nicest and most practical router I think I've ever come across. The small touchscreen display allows you to quickly view all of the information about your network. So you can see upload and download usage, IP addresses, check the current speeds, an overview of the ports that are in use, and the main screen is the time and date. So really, I don't even mind having this router out in plain sight in my office. Of course, there's also a ton of features inside the app, and naturally, the first thing I did was perform a speed test and compare it to what I normally get with Google Wi-Fi. Obviously, you're only ever going to get up to the advertised speeds you pay for from your ISP. The tough part though is actually achieving those advertised speeds, especially over Wi-Fi. With Amplifi, I could get 10 to 20% better speeds up and down than what I was getting on Google Wi-Fi, and this really surprised me. My advertised speeds from my ISP are 10 up and 100 down. With Google Wi-Fi, I could get 60 or 65 down, but with Amplifi, after a few more tests, I was reaching 80 down, so certainly a noticeable improvement. The app is also where you can configure your guest network settings if you'd like to set that up. You can view all the current connected devices on your network and also check their usage. There's diagnostic tests for when something goes wrong, though in my experience, I never had any connection or configuration issues, and there's also a couple settings for the router's touchscreen display. Of course, the whole reason you'd buy this setup is for the mesh network and additional Wi-Fi points to extend your network range and eliminate any dead spots you might have. And adding the additional mesh points is a one-step process. You just plug them into the wall and that's it. There's no setup, there's no QR codes to scan, it can't get any easier. After a few seconds, the little LED indicator lights will remain solid and you'll be able to check the status of the Wi-Fi point in the app. If for whatever reason you feel the need to adjust the antenna or point it in a certain direction, you can do that. It's connected with a big ball magnet, and you actually don't need to worry about it breaking off or getting run into because it's totally removable too, which is kind of cool. For me, I put one point in my kitchen and another in the bedroom all the way across my house. But like I mentioned, the 3 pieces of hardware you get here will cover 20,000 square feet, which is probably way beyond what most people even need. The app, of course, allows you to check up on the various Wi-Fi points and see the status of each of them, and you can make some adjustments if you need to. And the app also allows you to see the total usage of your network in real time too. So if you have like certain ISP limitations or caps, you can always see what's going on. So a couple of other things I want to mention: if you aren't a fan of the plug-in antenna mesh Wi-Fi points, you can also just buy multiple Amplifi routers and create a mesh network that way. It's a little more expensive, but if you want these cool routers scattered around the office instead, you have that option. All of the various 802.11 Wi-Fi standards are supported at various speeds, and a wired connection with this can support up to 1750 megabits per second. Obviously, you get WPA2 PSK security, and using the Amplifi Web Controller tool, you can actually draw a floor plan of your house or the space you're working with, choose the building material, and you'll be able to see how you can set up the best network given your unique space. So as far as specs and features and all that jazz, there really isn't anything that this system lacks. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, with the attractive router and the plug-and-play mesh points and the really solid app, and the fact that for whatever reason I can get better speeds from this than I do with Google Wi-Fi, this will be my new mesh network hardware, and over the last few days of using it, I have absolutely no complaints. If you're in the market for a mesh network, if you'd like more consistent coverage across a big home or office space, the Amplifi system is one of the best out there right now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the Amplifi HD in the comments below. Also, be sure to follow Tech Daily on Twitter and subscribe to the Tech Daily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.